Alright guys, welcome back. So what I have here is that Sony A7c. Super excited about this camera. Before I begin, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the future videos which are going to include this camera as well as other tech stuff. Personally, I'm actually coming from an A7 III which I sold off probably 3-4 months ago. My hope was for it to be released when the A7s or A1 was released. Unfortunately, it wasn't. I think this year in 2021 we are going to see an A7 IV. But don't quote me on that, this is just my prediction. But what we're here today is for an unboxing of the A7c. Just going to show you what comes out of the box and my first initial impressions of this particular camera. This camera's pretty good. I had the option of either purchasing an A7S III or the A7c. As the video goes on, I'll let you know why I chose the A7c. But let's get started. So it's a pretty small box compared to the A7 III when I got it. I think the A7 III box was a little bit wider. I think it's going to be a little bit more compact compared to the A7 III in terms of the items in the box. So let's unbox this. This retails for $17.99, the version that I purchased in the US side, and $23.99 on the Canadian side. Now you do have an option to purchase a kit lens with the A7c model. I personally don't recommend it unless you are starting off new and you don't have any Sony gear. It comes out to $2,099 on the US side and $26.99 on the Canadian side. Now that kit lens is about $600-700 on the Canadian side. I'll leave it down below here for the US side. It's going to be a variable aperture. If you are starting off your YouTube game or any content creation and you don't have any Sony lenses, great option. It'll get some decent wide shots and some decent close-up shots. So let's unbox this and I'll show you the lens that I'm going to be mainly using with this particular camera. So out of the box, you'll get your usual warranty guide, which is here. Then just some information about the references, the lens and accessories that can go on this. So you'll have your strap, which is similar to all the other cameras. It just says A7c. If you get the 3 series, it'll say 1, 2, 3. Okay. Underneath it, you'll have your Z battery. Now, I do recommend purchasing some extra Z batteries. I'll leave a link for the one that I'm using down below. It's from RAV Power. It cost me about $20 to purchase, and it comes with a charger, which I highly do recommend because this A7 III and obviously the C does not come with a charger, so you'll have to basically plug it in and charge it with the outlet, which I don't recommend. It takes a long time. This is what I've been using with my A7 III, and I have kept it for this A7c. And that is this RAV Power Z battery charger. It comes with 2 extra batteries. Has a micro USB connection, plug in any cable, and you can plug it into the outlet. One thing to keep in mind that the Z battery is going to be a far superior battery compared to what you'll get for $20. These batteries do cost about $100 on the US side and $120 on the Canadian side. There's a huge difference in the quality of the battery. What else comes out of the box is the main show, which is the A7c. And I'll put this over here. And underneath it is going to be the charging cable. Now this is quite interesting. It's a USB-A. You plug this into the over here like that, and then you plug in the USB-C to charge your camera. This is the RAV Power one, and I know that there's other companies offering a similar solution, so definitely worth that. So before we continue on, make sure you subscribe and the like button for this particular video. So let's open this up. Here it is, the A7c. So this comes in 2 different versions. So there is this completely black version, and then there's kind of like a retro design, which is this portion over here, and the top part is completely silver. So it's a kind of like a 2-tone color, but I went with the black one. So first impressions holding it definitely is a little bit more compact compared to the A7 III, less of a grip compared to the A7 III. So on the A7 III, I was able to rest my pinky on the grip, but not on this one. But so far, it's pretty nice. Now, my use case might be different than what other people have reviewed. Personally, I'm only going to be using this to create content for YouTube, as well as taking some real estate shots once in a while. So for that reason, the only lens that I need is this 12-24. Now, this is going to be an ultra wide lens. This is not the G Master lens because that G Master lens is super expensive. This is the F4 lens. It's decent. It takes some beautiful shots. It's going to be able to capture all the things that I need for my workflow. Now that kind of transitions into why I purchased the A7c instead of the A7S III. Now the A7S III, don't get me wrong, is an amazing video camera. I personally haven't used it. The price for that camera is $34.99 on the US side $47.99 in the Canadian side. That's without the taxes. With the taxes, it was coming out to $5,600. This cost me around $2,699. Now, with that remainder of the money, what I am planning on doing is I have purchased some decent memory cards that I didn't get a chance to purchase last time when I bought my A7 III. So the memory card that I'm coming from is this version of the Sony card, which isn't like one of those high performance memory cards. It's the M series. I bought this from Amazon. This was decently priced, and I should have known that it's not as fast as the other ones. So the ones that I did purchase was the Sony Tough Series one, which has a read speed of 300 and a write speed of 200 megabytes per second. Now, why did I do that? Because I want to be able to have decent memory cards for when I do go on these shoots, to be able to capture them, quickly load them up on my phone or on my laptop right away. So this particular memory card is about a $64 option. I'll leave the correct pricing down below. The one that I did buy, which is the Sony Tough memory card, it is about a $159 option, but it is also a professional memory card. It did cost me about $180, so it does add up to little things that if you are trying to get into this, content creation game, that you have to factor in that you're not just buying a particular camera, you'll have to buy a lens and decent memory cards. So memory cards do feel, that's why I've gone with the 64 gigabyte option, with the option to have kind of like a insurance for $20, and the remainder of the money I am planning on buying a decent lens. Now this lens, don't get me wrong, it's more than perfect to take, decent shots. Particularly, it's perfect for real estate. I think this is probably like one of the best lenses for vlogging, even because it can get super wide if you want to capture all the things that you want. But the issue is it's an f4 lens. But I am planning on buying a couple of either 1 or 2 prime lenses. Those are the top of the line lenses that Sony does offer, as well as the Grandmaster lenses. So if you can buy that, if you can afford it, do go for those lenses. So that is pretty much it for this quick unboxing. What comes out of the box is you have your beautiful body, which is the A7C. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about this particular camera. The one thing that I love about this is the fact that it has this flip out screen. If I ever want to transition to vlogging later on, I'm able to use this camera for a vlogging tool, and it's perfect for daily recordings. The Z battery, the strap, as well as the charging options. What I have bought separately is my 12-24 Sony lens ultra wide. I'll leave a link for this particular lens down below, as well as the G Master version for this lens. Now this lens and the G Master lens are great, but they are going to be a little bit pricey, but you do get what you pay for in terms of the quality of the photos. Once you do get into, I guess, content creation or getting a couple of clients for real estate, you will have the option to slowly increase your gear or get better gear as you progress. So that's pretty much it for this quick video of the unboxing, showcasing, and my quick impressions of this particular camera. I'm really excited to try this out. I'm coming from the A7 III, which is almost exactly identical to this A7C. There's a couple of options that have changed, mainly the memory card slot. You have 2 memory card options for the A7 III, only one on the A7C. And for that reason, I wouldn't recommend this camera for very serious events, which are like life events, like weddings, birthdays that have like a particular moment that you have to be there to capture it. I wouldn't recommend this camera because you don't want your memory cards to fail. So that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this camera, my lens setup, as well as comment down below what your setup is right now for content creation, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'll leave it down below. And feel free to reach out to me if you have any other questions about this particular camera or other things related to this. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to bring you more content specific to this camera, as well as more tech content in the future. Until next time, goodbye.